Disclaimer, Fair Use Act, education purpose use only. All rights, image, and music clips and other material belong to their respective owner, and we do not claim ownership. Pay y'all. Welcome, gang. Shout out to everybody in the chat with their thumbs jack. Yeah, I want to shout out to my new subscribers, you know what I'm saying, joining the game and keeping in tune with the J4K community. Because they said the J4K community dead, and I don't even believe that, you know what I'm saying. We very still active on this channel. And so now check this out, y'all. We got our connection. Man, we got our connection. Now look, from all my research, I've been trying to get Bill Murray, like how he would be involved in this, even though that's his kitchen, right? So I thought long and hard on this, and I came up with this, right? The way the family acted, the way the family did not mention Bill Murray, but they always talk about the person that's over the kitchen, throwing shots at the staff. I believe some of those were going to Bill Murray. Cause look, he was at the funeral. He a celebrity. Nobody that never speaks about Bill Murray. Ain't that funny that Rosemont know that's Bill Murray restaurant? We didn't know that at the time. We had to find this out later on. Even the news wasn't trying to broadcast Bill Murray like that when he come to the kitchen. So when I was like, well, if he had something to do with it, what would his connection would be with the family? Then I thought long and hard on this. I was like, man, Trey Gang, it's right there in your face. Cause if you got Leonora known, check this out, everybody from the west side known to go to Rosemont for you know what. You know a lot of females go to Rosemont just to make some money. So just say if they regulars, like what Miss Teresa said, if they known for throwing hotel parties and they always throwing them at the Marriott, the Doubletree, and all these types of hotel, you know what I'm saying? It would make sense that one day Leonora or somebody in her little group met up with Bill Murray and was a regular escort for him, you know what I'm saying? And at some point in time that he met these people and just say they do business. And then one day he decided to be like, hey, you want to sacrifice somebody? Because Selena Gomez needs some organs. And we'll pay top dollars if you know somebody. That's what I'm looking at now. And that's where you would get Selena Gomez, Bill Murray, and you would have the Martin family all caught up. This your connection. Because if my child or my kinfolk died in his freezer, I never wear this shit what she got on or watch none of his movies. I would, if check this out. Instead of saying she died in the Crown Plaza, I'd rather say she died in Bill Murray restaurant. It would hit more different than they'll put Bill Murray in the spotlight. And then I read so much of Bill Murray stuff. He known. Check this out. Bill Murray is known to be aggressive towards women on the sexual activity level. He known for that. So would that make sense, gang? Leonora and them, you know what I'm saying? They doing all this stuff, what they do at the hotel with these swim party. Cause you know they keep baby suits on. So you know if they got on baby suits, they gonna be in a pool somewhere at a hotel. So it would make sense. It would make sense. That would be the stronger connection when it comes to the Kenneka Jenkins case. Cause you got Bill Murray, Hollywood. Once you go back to Selena Gomez, right? Selena Gomez claimed she was in Chicago. Check this out. At the time, Bill Murray supposed to be dating Selena Gomez, right? At that time, he was dating Selena Gomez. So that means he was looking out for Selena Gomez. And once you heard Selena Gomez's story, like we all heard, she gonna tell you, yeah, I was in Chicago. I needed some surgery and I needed a kidney. So I was in Chicago a week before Kenneka died, right? Matter of fact, keep this in mind. I remember when that lady told me, this lady told me this. She an actor. She works in Hollywood. She somebody. She was like, you seen my movies. I ain't gonna tell you who I am, but you seen my movies. You know what I'm saying? I'm like, oh, okay. You know what I'm saying? So she was basically telling me Bill Murray was there. Other actors was there. It was a lot of celebrities was there. Because if you got Selena Gomez in the kitchen, think about this. Bill Murray is in Hollywood, and Hollywood got access to anything they want. Hermes, organs, drugs, you know what I'm saying? They got access to everything. So it would make sense that Bill Murray whispered to the Martin family, hey, do you know anybody that, you know what I'm saying? Boom, gave the information to Bill Murray, cause you know they got to do blood types, cause you know you just can't just up and just steal people organs without knowing what they bodies like, you know what I'm saying, what they blood type like, you know what I'm saying. You're gonna need some kind of additional information, you know what I'm saying, cause you don't want to take nobody's body and this thing, you know, the body ain't no good because the blood don't match up, and you know what I'm saying. So check this out. This all makes sense to me now. I don't know about y'all, but the way I'm looking at it, this why it went back to harvesting and a whole bunch of cover up. Really, in our mind, we thinking the police is covering up for the hotel, which is they is. But the main person who they would be protecting is Bill Murray. It's his kitchen, everybody from the west side in his kitchen. If you would have took some real phone data, you know what I'm saying, from everybody that was at the party, I guarantee you it's gonna be phone numbers in that phone that were gonna link back to Bill Murray, emails, and stuff like this. So that's probably one of the main reasons why you seen Leonora and Kenneka putting a donor on their driving license. You see what I'm saying? So that's your whole connection right there. So let me just let me see, do I got this right? Okay, let me break down this whole story. So this gonna have to be planned for months, like Irene said. If you go back to Irene, when Irene said we've been planning this for months, and we found out that Irene is related to the Martin family, so it would make sense that why Irene will be going live on Monifa's phone, because the whole time it was to put it off on Monifa, go live on Monifa's phone, so they got a scapegoat. They're gonna use Monifa as a scapegoat, and Irene is the perfect person to be in the room going live. So when they got the girl, you know what I'm saying, took the girl to the hotel and took the girl organs. So when they took the girl organs, so they in their mind, they were like, look, we're gonna put it off on Monifa, because we're gonna make it look like Monifa was calling dudes to come up there and do all this and make it seem like it was some gang retaliation. You know what I'm saying? So if you look at Hollywood, Hollywood is the mastermind when it comes to stories and fabricating real life events. You see what I'm saying? Now, this is something new to me, because most murder cases that we be looking into, it don't go the way this case went. It'll be like a husband killed the wife, or a wife killed the husband, or a setup was involved with a mistress, or these dudes set up these dudes to rob him and the murder went wrong. You know what I'm saying? 9 times out of 10, the motive gonna be jealousy, hate, you know what I'm saying, and stuff like that, right? But in this case, it was just a big money grab. You see what I'm saying? So I want y'all to look at this. I watched this footage so many times and never thought that Kenneka would be in this restaurant. So the whole time when they released the footage, Kenneka was already in the restaurant. In the bag. In the bag. So, by me, watch this whole footage. This whole 36-hour footage. I ain't even got no more questions no more. Cause the footage, cause in their mind, they want y'all to think the footage was so heavily doctored that you can't even trust the footage, right? That's why these people was like, man, y'all still watching the footage? Y'all still watch the same stuff? You was not finna get nothing out that footage. This what I got out the footage. So the whole time, watch this, gang. Him and that lady down there, right? So Kenneka gonna be in the kitchen. That's why they gonna be interacting all through the night. Cause she know Kenneka's in their kitchen. They know where she at. She's in the kitchen. Even the beverage manager was in the kitchen, right? He the one that shut the kitchen down. He was the last one in the kitchen. So if you got a body in this restaurant, it would make sense why the beverage manager would be closing the restaurant. And then when they close the restaurant, this how they gonna have to sneak the body out. Clean the restaurant up. Clean the restaurant up, sweep, mop, make it look normal, and you just put the bag on the cart and roll it back towards where they wanted it. That make a lot of sense to me. Cause when I watching this footage and still thinking the girl didn't even arrive yet. Cause keep this in mind. This is show you proof on the timestamp that when they released the footage, Kenneka was already deceased in there. So they had to come up with a narrative, be like, well, look, we need the public think she's still alive and she gonna arrive there around about 12 and 1 o'clock. So the reason why they're gonna pick 12 and 1 o'clock, cause that's what time Kenneka gonna actually show up on the 6th, round about that time. So that's when they were thinking like, okay, soon when the third shift hit, you know what I'm saying, it's gonna be soon when the third shift hit, right? That's when everybody gonna be coming from the freezer, coming from the caddy shack, and walking in and acting as they were just arriving there. So, like I've been screaming, boy, the things that I learned out this case for years and years and years, I'm so glad that I watched this video. Because if you never watched this video, the whole video, you will never understand. Miss Teresa, the Crown Plaza, Bill Mary, they will all be winning just be off conspiracy theory alone. So they've been doing this at the hotel. If you got doctors, crooked doctors, got medical equipment in hotel, it would make sense. You can't do this at your office in a place of business. You see what I'm saying? And you can't do this in your office where you work at. No. It would be better for you to interact with hotel owners so you can make an established, like, yeah, man, look, let me rent that basement out, put my equipment in. We can make millions and millions and millions of dollars. So look, put it like this here. If everybody know this about the footage, what I'm basically telling y'all, everybody know this what I just said. You're gonna have a cleaning crew. No doubt you're gonna see that. We know that for sure. It's on the footage. We know what time they're gonna be cleaning on the footage. The reason why they was cleaning is to cover Kenneka tracks. That's all. That's all. Once you see it, you know why is they cleaning. Right? Then make it so bad. Once you seen the cleaning crew, your mind supposed to automatically think, yeah, I see what they doing. They really trying to get the body out the restaurant. And they got to do it on the third shift. You cannot do it on the first shift, and you cannot do it on the second shift. Because you're going to have people that work there and going to see and know what's going on. So they really got to hide this girl from first and second shift. We already know Teresa was there. We ain't got to keep saying that. We know Miss Teresa was there. We don't got to keep repeating, oh, they cleaning. Oh, you know what I'm saying? They lying. We know all of that. We know all of that. But look at the setup. Look at this. Him. This who y'all need to focus on in the footage. Him, the white lady, and the beverage manager. Them the people you need to watch throughout the whole night. This who you need to watch. You watch everything else. Check this out. Him. Look, if you check this out, watch this. Can anybody tell me why he was in the police report? I'll wait. Nobody can't answer that. Can anybody answer me why he was in the police report? They got his picture, clear as day, in the police report. You see what I'm saying? Nobody don't know, because everybody still want to talk about conspiracy theory. Nobody don't want to watch this footage, bro. Watch him. Him, this dude right here, him, the white lady, the beverage man, basically all the employees in the kitchen. So, I told you, nobody cannot say why is this man in the police report? Because you got to watch this footage. There you go, Mercedes. That's the man with the couple. He came in with a lot of girls, right? Like about 4 to 5 girls, probably like 5 to 6, something like that. They got their pictures in their report. Matter of fact, if you watch him when he first got there, it's gonna tell you, watch this. Alone, you will follow that white man alone. You'll be like, why is this white man walking around the hotel? And where the females that he came in with? Not only that, look how many people that was in this. Look, watch how many people that's on this footage that was in the reports. That was in the reports. So look. Selena Gomez, organ transplant. Listen to this shit.
Into it, your way to money.
Let me guess. You're thinking about going to therapy. And as a therapist myself, of course I'm going to say that's a great idea.
Selena says she was diagnosed with lupus 5 years ago and the autoimmune disease attacked her kidneys. She revealed that news about the transplant to her 128 million Instagram followers last.
So look at it like this here. If you pay close attention to the Selena Gomez story, everybody knows she finna be lying. Everybody knows. So you ain't got to say she lying or none of that. Only thing you want to focus on, when was this bitch in Chicago? She gonna tell you when she was in Chicago, but she ain't gonna tell you where she was at in Chicago. Not even a hospital or nothing. You know she gonna be at the Crown Plaza Hotel. You know Bill Mary gonna be at the Crown Plaza Hotel. The Martin's family gonna be at the Crown Plaza Hotel. So, if you got this with this, right? You got Bill Mary, Selena Gomez, the Martin connection when it come to Hobson. Hey, boo, you need a kidney. Guess who she gonna be staying with? If that was going together. So you know, if she was in Chicago, 9 times out of 10, the girl gonna be with Bill Mary. She gonna be with Bill Mary. She gonna be with Bill Mary. So he gonna look out for Selena Gomez. So he gonna come one of these girls. Hey, man, look. Man, we need some kidneys. And man, we'll pay you top dollars for this. She be like, okay, what's up? So when they get to talking about numbers, if you talking about millions of dollars to a girl like her, what you think she finna go do? Mom. Guess what Bill Mary told me? He said, man, we need a kidney and all this, but they can't be on no drugs or alcohol. It was a reason why Kenneka stopped drinking. The girl stopped drinking. The girl is all on Facebook telling everybody she don't drink no more and she miss getting drunk. Kenneka wasn't doing no drugs. She ain't popping pills like her sister and her mammy. So boom. Mom. Man, I was at the Crown Plaza Hotel and Bill Murray put me on to something cold. What? He said, man, if we could get him a kidney, man, we could get a couple of $1 million. So you know they're gonna look for somebody. Guess how Bill Murray was able to find out what people blood type is? If he asked the family, then y'all know. Check this out. He connected to doctors. Everybody know in Hollywood got their own doctors and stuff. So he connected to crooked doctors. So if it was time to take, just say he actually met Kenneka, talked to Kenneka and everything. And that's probably one of the reasons why they was said in Kenneka's phone, you want to go to the show? What show? Yeah, doctors overseas too. Cause look, since you mentioned doctor overseas, then Trey Gang told y'all, man, I done traced this shit back to doctors overseas, Canada and everything. I been said that, cause that's what my research showed me this. It ain't no more speculation of I think it's organ harvesting or I think it's this. Now I know it's this. Cause listen to this shit.
Last month, saying she would soon share her journey over the past several months, and she did just that in our candid and often emotional conversation.
I had arthritis. My kidneys were shutting down. My mentality was just to keep going. I didn't.
If you listen to her voice, she know what she did. Man, don't you know how many FBI videos I don't watch how to analyze human behavior? And don't even got to go to school for this. You can hear it in her voice. She not, you know what I'm saying? It ain't about the surgery, what she crying about. She know what she did to Kenneka and how Kenneka ended up in that situation. And she's still replaying it in her head. That's why it's hurting her the most. You see what I'm saying? So boom, check this out.
I didn't realize how much it was affecting my body.
This past summer, Selena Gomez was gravely ill, weeks away from dialysis and in desperate need of a new kidney. She returned to the home she was sharing with her close friend, Francia Raisa.
One day she came home and she was emotional.
And look, if you've been following me, you know Selena Gomez wasn't even at her house. She don't stay in Chicago, but she gonna be in Chicago with Bill Murray at the goddamn Crown Plaza. And to be honest with you, when it comes to that 11th floor, I know the employee stay on 11th floor. That's why Miss Teresa sued the real estate. Because you have people actually staying at this hotel. That's why that came in the lawsuit, because she sued the real. Check this out. And guess who would stay there? The beverage manager. You know they stay at the Crown Plaza, bro.
I hadn't asked anything. I knew that she hadn't been feeling well, but she couldn't open a water bottle one day. And she chucked it and she started crying. And I said, "What's wrong?" And that's when she told me. And she goes, "I don't know what to do. The list is 7 to 10 years long." And it just vomited out of me. I was like, of course I'll get tested.
Selena told Francia, an actress on the upcoming show Grownish, that Francia had too much happening in her life to even think about donating a kidney.
You insisted.
Yeah. I called her assistant and I said, "Give me the information. I want to do this."
How were you feeling in that moment?
She
Now, if you listen to her, the lady said she did all of this in one day. You know for a fact. You just don't walk into a hospital and say, yeah, I want to donate my kidneys to this patient right here. Well, come on in. Let's do some blood samples. Look like you a match. Let's do it. No. This gonna have to take months because you got to prepare the body. You know what I'm saying? This person got to be on medication before surgery. You see what I'm saying? You got to be on medication before surgery, bro. Anybody know this? And I got a family that been going in and out of surgery and stuff. The first thing they tell you, you can't eat this, you can't drink this. Basically, you got to go on a slick diet. You see what I'm saying? So watch this.
He lived with me in this interesting time where my kidneys were just done. That was it. And I didn't want to ask a single person in my life. The thought of asking somebody to do that was really difficult for me. She volunteered and
Y'all heard that? She said this.
anybody to do that was really difficult for a single person in my life. The thought of asking somebody to do that.
Asking somebody to do that. She didn't say ask her to do that. She said asking somebody. And who is somebody? Look, check this out. Man, I bet you, man, Miss Teresa and Leonora all met Selena Gomez, bro. They all met Selena Gomez and they went to that Crown Plaza way before the 6. I bet you it's finna be phone call. Just think about it. Hey, look, Kenneka coming? Yeah, we coming. We on our way now. Look, everything in play. Everybody getting in mode. You know what I'm talking about? She on her way now. So the whole hotel finna shut this whole hotel down just for this moment. That's why it was heavily police officers there. Because the police, check this out. If you do research on Bill Murray, Rosemont Police Department is his security. I ain't know that at first, but Rosemont Department is his security, bro.
Was really difficult for me. She volunteered and did it, and let alone somebody wanting to volunteer, it is incredibly difficult to find a match. The fact that she was a match, I mean, that's unbelievable. That's not real.
Francia immediately began the process of having her blood and urine tested. She completed a physical and psychological evaluation.
With our situation, because we were kind of an emergency situation, I did everything in like a day. And usually the process takes like 6 months. So it was really fast.
It becomes surgery day. Tell me about how you were feeling and what happened.
I wanted us to feel good.
Yeah.
So our friend came over and did cute little French braids for us.
And we couldn't eat after midnight, so we stuffed our faces.
I think I ordered like
way too much food, yeah. But I had to go in first. And when I woke up, I just was really calm.
Did you ever fear for your own health?
Yeah, I did. I had to write a will, which was scary because there's no guarantee you'll wake up.
And your family wasn't even sure when you told your mom. She was like, what are you doing?
My mom didn't want to be there.
So check this out, right? Do y'all remember that movie she and her and Bill Murray played in? Murderers in the Building. Man, look, if you go look at all Bill Murray movie titles after Kenneka Jenkins death, it's a mockery. Look, everybody seen Texas Chainsaw Massacre, right? Don't you know Bill Murray got a similar movie like that? That he in a small town at a motel and they looking for lost animals? Look at all Bill Murray movies. The title alone is The Connection. Look at the description. Look how the movie played out. Why is this man making a movie about a small town and he's the police officer, the sheriff of the goddamn town, investigate missing people, bruh? In the same matter in Kenneka situation. Then go to the Sister's Trap, the other movie, about two sisters in the freezer, and the mama come looking for them and save one of the daughters, and the other one died. They're just like me killing your family member and making a rap song about it without mentioning his name. That's all I'm saying. Cause look, everybody saw that video when the beverage manager came right here and did that gesture across the throat. He did the gesture across the throat, and that stood out to everybody. Everybody was talking about that at one point in time. Until the YouTuber was like, look at the time. Ain't nothing going on with Kenneka at this time. She ain't even there yet. And they used that to their advantage. Cause I'm like, yeah, that do make sense. You know what I'm saying? He probably just told him to shut the whole the restaurant down. But if you think about it, everybody know when the restaurant closed. So you ain't got to tell nobody when it's the time to shut the motherfucker down. Unless it's time to go home early. So look.
Until I woke up. She loves Selena, and so she was torn.
Before she was wheeled in, Francia asked to see her friend.
She came in and she, held my hand, and she said,
and check this out. Everybody know this when they come to Hollywood. Y'all seen Selena Gomez videos. Everybody know what that video meant. So when they sacrificed that girl and took that girl organ, they got to make a mockery of it. Hollywood known for, goddamn it, setting up their artists, setting up these people, killing them, and then turn around and make a blockbuster documentary and movies about it. Movies about it.
"It's like, are you good?" I was like, "Yeah, we're doing this." And then they give you Valium to calm you down. I don't remember anything else.
Well, you did a little peace sign first, and then you went out.
Selena went into surgery next.
I remember waking up 2 hours after, and I saw.
When you think about she woke up 2 hours later, think about Miss Teresa's story. Because Miss Teresa gonna be up there. So when you think about this, think about what Miss Teresa and Lil Renori at when she was waking up in surgery, and did Kenneka wake up too? Did Kenneka wake up too? Man, these folks making fun of us, bro, with music video. And look how many fans they got off this stuff. Look how, man, Selena Gomez got a big ass following. You cannot tell her 800 million goddamn followers that this lady is a devil worshiping and killing people on the west side for organs. You can't tell them that. Long as they got that fan base, that support, you cannot touch these people, bro. Watch this.
Saw my mom, I saw my stepdad, and I felt okay. I felt really good. I got to see you and tell you I love you, and then I went back to my room, and I started to attempt to fall asleep.
She went back to her room. I believe that room is going to be at Crown Plaza Hotel because she ain't finna be in no hospital. So if she was in that basement, guess what room she going to be going up? On the 11th floor. Where Bill Murray room at when he come in town? When he in town, what room he sleep at the Crown Plaza? Cause check this out. He got another restaurant at another hotel in Florida. Don't y'all know how many restaurants? Do y'all know that Bill Murray was riding around drunk in golf carts naked?
Sleep. And in the middle of that process, I started hyperventilating, and there was so much pain there.
Doctors told Selena she'd have to go back into surgery. Her new kidney was turning around inside her body.
Now y'all see this scarf right here? Look at this scarf. And look at her scarf. Right? Look at her scarf right above the pelvis. Look where her scarf is. And if you go kidney scars. I just want to show y'all images of kidney Now y'all see this? Look, boom. Now look at Selena. Check this out. But if you go and see the first scar, watch this. Hold on. I need to go to Selena. Hold on.
My teeth were, I was like grinding, I was freaking out. It was a 6-hour surgery that they had to do on me, and the normal kidney process is
So the surgery was really 7 hours. Really 7 to 8 hours. That's how long the surgery was. That's a whole shift. That's a whole shift. So, Selena Gomez kidney scar. Where that photo at? Watch this.
Record-breaking global sensation Chris Brown presents Breezy Bowl 20 live across.
Selena Gomez shows her kidney transplant scar and when I got my kidney transplant, I remember.
Look at her kidney star. Where is that? Come on, gang. Look. First, they were showing this scar. Until they had to recount it. Now, we got to show. I don't even believe that was her raising her stomach up, showing her scar. See that? If you know what they lying about, you could pinpoint what they lying about.
And I saw my mom, I saw my stepdad, and I felt okay. I felt really good. I got to see you and tell you I love you. And then I went back to my room and I started to attempt to fall asleep. And in the middle of that process, I started hyperventilating, and there was so much pain there.
Doctors told Selena she'd have to go back into surgery. Her new kidney was turning around inside her body.
But what about the other scar? But what about the other scar? It look like this lady been changing body parts for a minute. And look, when I showed y'all the scarf that was on the leg, I told everybody, Kenneka had a organ missing that you could get pregnated from. It's an organ that it gives life. Put it like that. The organ that was missing out Kenneka's body, it gives life for pregnancy. That's why the YouTubers brought it up and said Kenneka was pregnant. She wasn't pregnant. It was just the organs that that give life that was missing. And they had some knowledge like that. That's the organ that Kenneka was pregnant. You see what I'm saying? I understand why these YouTubers, they told the truth in the beginning and turned around and covered it up with so many lies. With so many lies, bro.
My teeth were, I was like grinding, I was freaking out. It was a 6-hour surgery that they had to do on me, and the normal kidney process is actually 2 hours. Apparently one of the arteries had flipped. I'm very thankful that there are people who know what to do in that situation.
What has the recovery been like?
What I wanted more than anything was that we were together, so I actually got a space for us to be in together. You know, you're on bed rest, you're allowed to walk an hour a day. You can't do any stairs or anything crazy.
It was hard because you constantly needed to ask for help.
So the lady couldn't even leave the hotel if she wanted to. So she got to be stuck at the hotel, bro. And Miss Teresa knew that. So if Selena Gomez is still at that hotel, now you see why Miss Teresa and them was showing back up at that hotel. Think about what Miss Teresa talking about. Yeah, when we came back up there, the police were giving us a runaround. But the whole time, I really believe like Miss Teresa was going up there harassing the employee. And now you got to add Selena Gomez in the situation because she still going to beat her. So she's still going to beat her. You know what I'm saying? I don't know if Kenneka was actually pregnant, but it came up, and I know it was an organ missing. The same organ that make the baby, I know that was missing. So that's the reason why the YouTuber even mentioned pregnancy. Why would they even mention pregnancy? Why would they even tell the public, yeah, Kenneka was pregnant. She was pregnant by this dude, and she was pregnant by this dude. She was pregnant by Zach TV. You see how King Rob was like, yeah, she was pregnant. Zach wanted her. They had everybody thinking that somebody had a relation with Kenneka. But the reality, nobody want having no relation with no Kenneka. Her own sister said she only had 2 boyfriends in her whole life.
I think one of the most humbling experiences was needing help to like put on underwear. We couldn't take showers by ourselves. I mean, it was a really brutal process.
Both Selena and Francia say it's their faith that guided them through this very emotional and private process. You feel that Francia saved your life?
Because she did. That's it. I guess I got to the point where it was really kind of life or death. It's really hard to think about or even to swallow, especially now that as soon as I got the kidney transplant, my arthritis went away. My lupus, there's about a 3 to 5% chance it'll ever come back. My blood pressure is better. My energy, my life has been better.
A life-saving journey shared with the hope of...
And then look at the angle of this photo. Somebody, he can't be standing between the beds. It ain't that much space. Who took the picture? Hollywood. They gonna have camera crews there. Even the YouTubers said it was big production company. I see why it would be big production companies. They wasn't lying. Shit, he got his own filming production company.
Of helping others.
I just really hope that we can help somebody. I really do. I don't think what we went through was easy. I don't think it was fun. And I hope that this...
That's why she crying. She crying because she know Kenneka lost her life and it saved hers. And once it saved her, her career jumped off, Bill Murray career jumped off, and Miss Teresa and them living their best life. They trolling the J4K community. They spending bread in front of your face. Man, this stuff got me so heated, y'all. You know what I'm saying? I just cannot let this girl go out like that, bruh. If these people weren't famous, were never in Hollywood, and did that same stunt, guess how we gonna look at these people then? Just say like P. Diddy. If he was never famous and never had that money, dude would be a rapist out here. He would be rapists out here, bro. Because that's all he was doing. Taking cookies. Taking man booty. If he didn't have that money, that power, he would be killing people for that booty.
This inspires people to feel good, to know that there is really good people in the world.
Oh my God. It's incredible to see.
Man, then look, they all knew the way they was tuned in. Look, watch this.
Look
Look
at
at
people in the world.
Expression. Look at him, especially him, bro. I remember when he got a organ transplant because he needed one. Y'all remember that? Oh yeah, he got a organ transplant too, and I can see why he's so interested. Because I want to know who organs he got.
Oh my God. It's incredible to see these two in the relationship.
Now you see how his face expression changed when the camera back on them? Bro, this is crazy.
Relationship that they have. I mean, it feels like a sisterhood. And, I was just blown away to hear them talk. They're very private. I think they...
And look, guess what else I learned? Man, look. Cat Williams wasn't lying. Cat Williams wasn't lying. Check this out, what I figured out, gang. I'm finna blow y'all mind. I didn't even know this. Cat Williams said, have you noticed when these actors and these movie actors, Hollywood present these people wives? And they'll never interview the wives or even talk to the wives because these motherfuckers is clones. If you come into Hollywood, notice how these people be with these women, never saw, never heard of, and they keep them out the spotlight. Only time when you see these people when they walk the red carpet. So if Hollywood known for cloning kids, I ain't even know this. Some of those kids on these Nickelodeon shows is clone kids. Look, I even heard Lauren Fishburne. When I started doing research on fallen angels and aliens and shit, why did I get a video recommending me Lawrence Fishburne saying, yeah, Hollywood, yup, that's where the fallen angels at. Hey, yeah, we living amongst people that's not human. Hold on, let me see. Lawrence Fishburne talk about angels in Hollywood. Hold on. I seen it on Facebook. Here we go, right here.
So do you believe in aliens now, after all of this research?
I think they walk among us, and I think that some of you know. I think we're all familiar with some of them. I think they're right here with us, and we just don't know who they are. So
So do you believe in aliens now, after all of this research?
And then look, the man said in the whole interview, the man even worked with him. That's how they was able to tell us, yeah, look, some of y'all, the man basically says, is those fallen angels you see on TV, them the person. And we stand amongst these people, bruh. Man, y'all think that man lied when he said, damn, look, aliens are already here and hiding in plain sight. And look, when I did some research on this stuff, hold on. Tall, white, blue-eyed angels. Look. It's for real. Man, look. Even the government said they got paperwork. This is the reason why they don't want y'all to either believe in UFOs. When UFOs crash, the first thing the government finna do is cover that up. Why would the government cover up UFOs? They're supposed to be, a narrative supposed to be like, damn, we've been trying to see what there was extra life among us and we found it. Now we could tell the world. No, because guess what some of those aliens look like? Check this out. They got documents of aliens, of white people with blonde hair, blue eyes. Then you got another set of white people with red hair and the hairy bodies. You see what I'm saying? This shit goddamn for real, bruh. So when you see those movies, when it come to monsters and all that, sometimes there might don't be no camera fit. Sometimes there might be a goddamn alien transforming into a human and shit. You know what I'm saying? There you go, Fed. Esau. Look, Esau, the red hair. Come on now. Yeah, let's talk about this shit, bro. So, boom. This man restaurant. This his kitchen. Kenneka is in this kitchen as we speak. When Kenneka in this kitchen as we speak, right? Hold on. That's why nobody...
Old Spice Strider's long-lasting freshness makes me smell good, so Coach thinks I'm slacking. If you're working hard, how?
Think about this. Although YouTuber... Think about this, y'all. Although YouTuber had the footage, they weren't breaking none of this shit down. They stayed away from the kitchen and the restaurant. When it comes to the surveillance footage, they always show you Kenneka walking around, allegedly Kenneka, and the kids. I ain't even gonna call them kids, but those bastards. They never talked about none of this shit. Cause this is shit that everybody needs to be focused on. Boom. Look at this restaurant. Alright. Notice this. The people that cleaned up the kitchen is not even her. It's not even her. Who would be cleaning out a kitchen that's closed at 12? Well, really, this kitchen supposed to be closed at 11. Look, this when you finna start seeing her. You don't see them. You don't see this girl working in this kitchen. You see what I'm saying? You don't see this girl working in the kitchen through the shift. She just showed up at midnight just to clean the kitchen. You know why she cleaning that kitchen, right? Boom. Nightclub owner told them to put her in the freezer. I believe that shit. Cause check this out. Black people is not finna drag nobody in no hotel on no murder and place them in the freezer. They'd rather kill you in the room and leave you in the room and let the housekeeping find you. Ain't nobody finna take the body out the room. Come on, walk with me, Kenneka. We gotta go to a freezer. Heavily surveillance. Ain't nobody finna do this shit, bro. Only people that gonna do that shit is the people that got access. So look, she finna show up, boom. Just watch how they finna just start getting to work. I won't even be surprised if this lady, check this out. This explains why when I was looking at the footage on the first shift, the first thing I wanted to know is to see when the shift changed. Cause I started seeing people popping up on the footage. Never seen these people. Just say like, if you work at a McDonald's, right? And all of a sudden, you just pop on the footage. It's no surveillance footage showing you parking nowhere. It's not even showing you no camera showing you ever entering. It's just showing you getting off on the elevators. That means you worked there. You stayed there. The housekeeping lady. Guess what? She just all of a sudden just popped up on the footage. Then the lady went upstairs and changed clothes. She gotta stay there. Then the lady told me this. She said half of those people that's foreigners, they stay at the hotel and the owner housed them there. You see what I'm saying? So now look. Just check her out. No name tag, no uniform. Everybody know you can't show up to work like this. No, you can't show up to work like that, bruh. You supposed to have a kitchen worker to do that. These is not workers, bruh. And then when you look at it, ain't they the same nationality as Selena Gomez? Payao. Do you see a lot of Mexicans in here? Payao. So if you got a bunch of Mexicans in here with Selena Gomez support, and it's a Mexican donation program, payao. This is why the YouTubers didn't want to show you and really want to discuss none of this shit. Because they all knew Kenneka was in the freezer. They even was talking about, yeah, you know, Kenneka was dragged out the trash. The only time when they mention this is when that dude, where he at? That work in the kitchen, right here. I think that's him. Right here. He the one that was dragging the bag downstairs. So why would the YouTuber like, yeah, look at him, y'all, and pointing him out and say, yeah, that's Kenneka in that trash bag. He dragging her down the stairs. They knew she was in the bag, but they knew she wasn't in that bag. They knew it was tied to him in this kitchen right here. Him, right here, him. If you watch him and this white lady right here, cause this white lady finna keep everybody in check. He gonna know the business. He gonna know the business. I don't know what to say about these shelves, but they gonna have to know. Cause they gonna have to be in and out the freezer. This is a small kitchen. So somebody gonna stumble up on the body. And keep this in mind, you don't need that many shells in the kitchen. And if you got 3, 4 goddamn people in here, I knew it was something wrong with that. They had all those shelves in there. Because I know when I would come to work, if there's too many people on the clock, some people got to go home, bro. Yeah, we're a little slow, Trey Gang. You want to know what I'm talking about? Want to get off early? You goddamn skip it, Jack. I really don't because I need that money. But since you insist, I'm out of here. You know what I'm talking about? So, they go to police. Watch this. All they did was added the 10 footage with the 9 footage. Because if you go back to the 9 footage, round about this same time, you're going to see the police officer going to the kitchen. Look. Look. Police is going to the kitchen, bruh. There they go. And this is going to be right at 12 o'clock. So this is going to be before everybody starts showing up. Bruh, this how I found out, cause keep this in mind. When you go to Rosemont website, you will have 2 files of the same thing. Just say like I click on this file, this show up. And I click on the other file, this gonna show up. But it's totally different videos. And I'm like, well, wait a minute, why they got 2 of the same videos, you know, and showing the same, until I started, I'm like, oh, duplicated videos. Trey Gang been telling, look. Trey Gang been telling the people, like y'all been telling people, the Eastern Stars in on it. They sacrificed the girl. We know that. We gotta prove it. And by proving it, we showing it through the videos. You can't come up in the courtroom and say, hey, Trey Gang the gunman, because the first thing the prosecutor gonna show me he the gunman. You can't just go by what the he say, she say. You see what I'm saying? So you got to go with the timestamp and the footage on the video. So once you look at all of this will be criminating to me. Because if I was a lawyer or a judge, I'd lock all their ass up. Destroying evidence, tampering with the body. Look how many charges she'll get. Look how many charges the chef would get. Look how many charges the beverage manager would get. Make it so bad. Man, this hotel would not be standing no more. The building would have been knocked down and rebuilt into a JFK memorial. These people falsified documents. Check this out. Watch this. This is all you finna get when they come to the Kenneka Jenkins case. Once you type in the Kenneka Jenkins case, this is all you finna get. The story, what actually happened. Nobody ain't doing their research. Nobody ain't digging into none of this shit. You can look at the title alone. She don't know what the fuck she talking about. Look, the news covering this shit up. He fucked and lied. She don't know what the fuck she talking about. It's all the same narrative. It's all, they don't know what the fuck they talking about. It's all the same shit. All they finna go and do.
Attention shoppers, want to spend less? Go to Aldi. They're number one in everyday low prices.
Hey guys, welcome back to Talk Tuesday.
Going up. And this motherfucker got 3 million views. 3 million followers. Listen to the narrative.
Solid in the clips of them partying. It just looks like they're partying. In fact, at one point, one of the guys mentions a gang. A girl throws up a gang symbol. So that just shows you the type of people that they're hanging out with.
You don't even know what the fuck you talking about. You see what I'm saying? Look. That's all you finna get out this shit, bro. Hold on. I'm finna show y'all this shit. This is all you finna get from every YouTuber that ever talked about the Kenneka Jenkins case. On September 10th, you know, Kenneka Jenkins. Well, look, they started from right here, because this is where they getting all this shit from. Right here. On September 9th, Kenneka was 19-year-old, found dead in the last freeze at Chicago O'Hara, you know what I'm saying, hotel at Rosemont, Illinois. After attending party 3 days prior, the medical examiner report, wait a minute. 3 days prior, the medical report found Kenneka Jenkins be an accidental to permate, and you know what I'm saying, found in the city. Rosemont did not suspect foul play in the investigation. So guess what the YouTube finna do? Yeah, Kenneka, 19-year-old from the west side. She went to a party at the hotel. Then they finna show the video of her in the room. Then they finna show security guard down there running this tight shit. And then turn around and say, what do y'all think? Y'all think this is a cover-up? Do y'all think it's a mystery? Just drop your thoughts and your opinions on it. Ain't nobody trying to solve none of this shit, bruh. You see what I'm saying? This all they finna give you. This shit. What Rosemont gave you, boom. They all reading from this shit. At 1:13, she arrived there at 1:13, so they can finish show her arriving at 1:13. And the acquaintance who presented with Kenneka at the party noted she appeared to be swaying back and forth, embracing. Sometimes it makes me think that some of these big YouTube channels is Illuminati. Or Masonry, or Eastern Stars. You see what I'm saying? But look, now one of them ain't trying to go to the footage. Now one of them ain't even trying to go to the paperwork. It's all about, because they know y'all want to talk about conspiracy theories. Conspiracy theory more fun. If you do a survey and if you ask people what is their favorite movie, murder and conspiracy theories. And horror movies, you know what I'm talking about? Look at this shit, bro. Ooh, about an hour later, her friends called the Mother Teresa, from a car. They told her they couldn't find Jenkins, therefore they left the party. All this shit made up to keep that fucking narrative going. It's easy to break it down. Once you do all your research, I'm not no investigator. I ain't no police ass nigga. But goddamn it, I did some police and some investigation work and come to find out, hey, I see why y'all ain't gonna show these videos. I see the only video they gonna want to talk about is what the news. Look, round about 12, her older Susan, she filed a missing person report. Oh, really? You still believe that? At 1:15, the family member later initially told the response that it was a lack of urgency. This at 1:15 p.m., the family later characterized that the initial police response was lack of urgency. Now, keep this in mind. The research will tell you Kenneka's body is not at no hotel at no 1:15 p.m. September the 9th. You see what I'm saying? Family, look. Martin and Harris returned to the hotel around 6 p.m. upon proceeding to knock on many guest doors from the top to bottom floor. That's a god. Look, that could be true because they got to look where Selena Gomez at. They already know stab on the 11th floor. You see what I'm saying? Boom. Around 6 o'clock, they were checking upstairs from top to bottom, Jack, until the hotel employee called 911 to complain. Now you know why the 911 call was made. Teresa was barred off the premises. It was not allowed back on the premises. Her and her family, bruh. That's why they made these people stand out in the parking lot. But since Miss Teresa, that's why you don't never see Miss Teresa talking to the police. That's why you never seen Miss Teresa talk to the police on camera. Show me one video. I seen Lil Nora talk to the police. Only time when I seen the police talk to Miss Teresa, when they say, I found your daughter in the freezer. Show it to me. Like they all didn't know where the fuck she was at. So boom, once you go to the footage on the tent, and see Miss Teresa and the family up there with the police, they is not talking about no Kenneka and they not trying to find nobody. They is there for other reasons. Cause Miss Teresa want her way and the police ain't letting it. Look at this shit. A first check of the camera was focused on the area of the interest in the area. It turns up nothing. It gonna turn up nothing. How's you gonna look for Kenneka? You might well say you trying to find Kenneka on the 12th. I know she's still here on the 12th. Let me knock on the doors. You see what I'm saying? Her whereabouts remain unknown until her body was found in a freezer by a hotel employee at 12:25 Sunday or Saturday. That's gonna be Saturday. Announcing at 12:48, she was lying face down in the freezer, one shoe off, and there was no signs of trauma or other than a small cut on her foot. What about the cut around the goddamn chin? You see what I'm saying? The freezer was on and it was working. What? I thought they didn't know the freezer was on or was it off? They described the walk-in freezer within the coolers, and the parlor is in an unusual kitchen. Lights was apparently be off in both chambers where she entered them. Questions remain as to why the freezer was turned on. Although it would reportedly been leased it out to a restaurant that's using it for space in a hotel. Look at all this dumb shit. All this fuckery going on. So Rosemont got everybody investigating a big ass lie. A big ass lie. A big ass lie, bro. I won't even be surprised if Miss Teresa even got that much from the lawsuit. They probably just threw a number at that motherfucker. Because first it was 10, then it was 6, then it went down to 3. Hi, y'all. Look, Kendra Johnson, his organ was gone. And guess who had his organ? Dick Cheney. I went back on Miss Teresa's page and found out, damn, it's a connection to the goddamn Kendra Johnson case. Go to Lisa Lamb, another hotel victim found in the water tank. I want to know if her organ missing. I want to see her autopsy report. I want to see everything about that girl case. But you know that ain't public. Then you got Jordan Bilbo, Malia Davis case. I know that Malia Davis case so goddamn bogus. I remember when the Malia Davis case came about. I remember the same YouTuber that was talking about the Kenneka Jenkins case was talking about the Malia Davis case. And that case was strange as fuck. So guess what I did? I started looking at a whole bunch of murder cases within after Kenneka Jenkins case. Don't y'all know how many viral murders right after that? They say when the full moon come out and they hang low, that's when they sacrifice a kid to the gods. And it's always in September, October, going on November. That's why you got Halloween. Halloween is a ritual. You want to dress up like the dead. You want to dress up like zombies. You want to dress up like all these goddamn monsters and shit. I know, because I dressed up as Kermit the Bullfrog, goddammit. Yeah, we had a costume party. They like, yeah, Trey Gang, what you gonna be? I said, bitch, I'm Kermit the Frog, bitch. Cause if the one girl, she looked like Miss Piggy. I said, man, you need to come at Miss Piggy. You look just like Miss Piggy, bitch. She was like, well, you need to look. She was like, well, you look like Kermit the Frog. So we were like, well, look, you dressed like Miss Piggy, and I dressed like Kermit the Frog in that motherfucker. You know what I'm talking about? So look, I looked at so many of these cases. And looked at so many cases. It's so many murder cases that ain't even on YouTube. Most of y'all go on YouTube, Instagram, Facebook. That's where you get all your news from. But nobody don't use Google no more. Nobody don't know. Nobody just don't go and just go on Google. Just let me type in. Don't y'all know it was 17 missing females come up missing in Atlanta, Georgia a couple of days ago? They filling out job application with Indeed. And these people telling them to come meet up with them for a follow-up and appointment and never seen it again. You see what I'm saying? Damn, Uncle Fed, I ain't even know that. See, Uncle Fed, you be knowing that shit, bro. You know what I'm saying? I just be finding this shit out slowly for surely. I just got into it was this lady on Dr. Phil, and she got the same story as Kenneka do. She was like, I believe the gang is working with the police. Look, here go all of them right here, bro. Here go the beverage manager, the white lady. Look what's about to happen here. Watch what's about to happen here, gang. Check this shit out. Now watch they movement. Just watch the movement. Just watch the movement. Cause I worked at the hotel. A beverage manager is not finna touch nothing. He ain't finna do no work. Only thing his ass finna do is walk around and look important and shit and tell motherfuckers what to do. So I'm gonna start looking into that Indeed, cause I can see the scam in there. they got these women and they attracting young women. Young women in their 20s to their 30s. So whatever job application they filling out, they getting emails telling them to come up there. Then they giving them their all day information because you got to fill out an application and all this. So you put your name, your personal info, your social security number. You putting all that shit on there, bro. Then you thinking you finna go get a job and you walk up in the goddamn building, it's nothing but niggas in that motherfucker telling you, yeah, go walk, yeah, the office down there in that hall. And then you gonna walk into this room and you can't even get out that motherfucker. Look, especially him. He got to be a staff member because he talked to every staff in that motherfucker. Normally when people check in the hotel, nobody ain't finna talk to no staff member. You ain't got no reason to. Even when you book a room, ain't nobody just finna just walk around that hotel. Let me see what all up in here. No. If you see me come out my goddamn room, I might finna go to that restaurant, smash me something to eat, goddamn it, and take my ass back to the room. 9 times out of 10, I ain't even gonna do that. I call room service. Matter of fact, every time I rent a hotel room, I don't come out that bitch to a couple of days. You know what I'm talking about? If you know what I'm talking about. You ain't finna come out there. Only time you come out that motherfucker, you ran out of brews, cigarettes, and drugs. Oh my God, bitch, we running low. Whoa, call the man right now. Hello. Hey, man, where you at? Shit, I'm on the north side. Hey, man, I need another one. I'm pulling up right now. I'm at the Hotel 6. I'm standing out right now in the parking lot. You'll see Trey Gang standing in the parking lot waiting on the dope man. Yeah, come on through. Goddamn, where you at? I'm 5 minutes down the way. You said that 8 minutes ago. You see what I'm saying? So look. Look how many shells will be in this kitchen. No. What a regular cook said. Cause these the top-notch shells. It don't even take that many. He can run this kitchen alone. Why you need about 4, 5 motherfuckers? What you say, Jack? Yeah. Hell yeah. Throw another one. Throw another twank for me. Quick delivery, you know what I'm talking about? I see you can relate, goddamn. A lot of y'all can relate to that, you know what I'm talking about? Y'all know y'all been in that hotel with your little side piece of your little boo thing, you know what I'm talking about? In that motherfucker geeking like a motherfucker. Look, in that mug geeking and fucking like goddamn it, wild fucking horses. And look, you need a new wish wig. Now you finna go home to your nigga. He already know where you been, so y'all finna be arguing like a motherfucker. Come here, bitch, let me smell your pussy. Why you insecure ass? Now she finna throw that insecure in your face, make you feel like, yeah, I am insecure. Asking my boo thing where she at. You know where she was at. She was down on the north side. She done ate Trey Gang alive. Don't call my phone and be like, man, you with my bitch? Man, look here, man. I don't even, man, what you, this your girl? Damn. Man, look, keep that lady away from me. Cause this lady done chew me up. She done chew me alive, Jack. She a cannibal. She eat people. You know what I'm talking about? Make that sucker real mad. You talking about your girl? What's her name? Her name Quick. Oh, look, Quick, that's your girl? You mean she got that thunderhead? Oh yeah, jawbone. You talking about her? Oh yeah, you know, I ain't no boyfriend, bro. She just come through and just eat me up once a while. You know what I'm talking about? You know what I'm talking about? She came over my house begging for a cigarette. I was like, shit, let me get a little booty then. She gave me the booty. I was like, damn, you got me a booty for a loose cigarette? Shit. What you do for a Klondike bar, you know what I'm talking about? What you do for a Klondike bar, you know what I'm talking about? But yeah, gang. So I see why the manager now start creeping in this area. Cause if you think about it, if Kenneka was in that pool, right? Just say they could get that girl from that pool and drag her to the kitchen. Cause if you look at the way Franz K wrote up, he said they dragged her from the visibility bar. So when I was trying to look how Franz K said they took her from the pool and they dragged her from the visibility bar, it's got to be in this area. So I could see them, boom, dragging the body and taking it to this restaurant. Cause keep this man, you still gonna have cameras rolling in certain parts and this stuff. So boom, just say they moved the body in the kitchen and they couldn't move it again because traffic done picked up, whatever the case may be, people in the area. So they had to let the body sit there. You know what I'm saying? So look. I just want y'all to see when they close the kitchen down. I'm gonna mute my microphone, gang, because I just want y'all to just focus on this stuff right quick. And I'm gonna come back with my commentary. Cause him. Please keep your eye on this dude. Cause he know where the body is. Yeah, Uncle Fed. Look, Payal. That's what I'm talking about. Cause look, that's what Monique and them went. Monique and them came through that cut and hit those doors right there. Check this out. You can come up right here, go to the pool this way. Or you can walk down right here and go down those steps right there and go in that little ballroom and you'll be in the pool too. So I can get to the pool from right here and to right there. You know what I'm saying? And then this is where Bree and them was hanging out at. They was all hanging. See, look how look how he moving. Watch how he moving. I bet you, man, this employee, somebody that worked there, or undercover police. Look, I seen the front desk. Check this out. The front desk came in this restaurant. Was in the restaurant. Came out with a styrofoam plate. I don't even think it was nothing on the plate because everything closed. So he went in that kitchen and stayed in that hole for about 10, 15 minutes. And that always puzzled me. I'm like, damn, bro just up and left the front desk and left that junk unattended and gone for that long? That's what made me think, because in the beginning, I put this on my life. I put this on my life, my grandmama grave, bro. When I first got the footage, in a couple of months of looking at the footage, I was like, damn, Kenneka got to be in that kitchen, in the restaurant. Because that's where I see Franz K running to. That's where I seen Bree ran to. That's where I seen the other worker ran to. That's why I see everybody was running in that cat and acting like they were going to the bathroom. They were acting like they were going to a bathroom. And the whole time, they could have been going in and out of her. Because, look, if you walk down, if you pass the front desk, right, and turn down the West Meeting Hall and walk down, I could come through this door right here. It's a door right here. I could come through this motherfucker. And I'm in a restaurant. So that's why Fresh Cave and that YouTuber lady will be talking in the dark. Hey, look, I'm gonna tell y'all, I think they been doing this shit. Look, if you already got a hospital in the basement, you can tell how long they been doing this shit. I won't even be surprised if they been doing this shit since the early 70s and the 80s. Been getting away with this for 20 years till they got popped the first time. You see what I'm saying? This ain't their first time doing this shit. Cause look, if this was their first time doing this shit, bro, don't you know how many employees? Hold up. Come to speaking of employees, man, when Trey Gang broke this whole case down, when Friends K gave me that letter, man, Trey Gang had down there the whole Crown Plaza in the inbox telling me what happened. These the employees. It wasn't just Friend K. I still remember the lady name. I ain't even gonna call her name, but I know what she looked like. And man, this lady, her, ooh wee. So if Trey Gang had the Crown Plaza employee, like, yeah, Trey Gang, you doing a good job, and you know what I'm saying? And I was telling everybody, I'm like, look, y'all, this is what I shouldn't have did. When I was telling everybody I got an employee talking to me, that's when I lost contact with them. Be honest with you. I'm like, damn, I ain't hearing from her no more. But now I see why. Now I see why. Now I see why, bro. Man, that's what I said, Sherry Clark. Look how they were bleeding in. Look how everybody. Check this out, bro. If I was working at that hotel and seen some shit going on, man, I would have got on down, bro. Man, I would have got on down. I would have been like, man, what the fuck y'all got going on, bro? What bodies in them? Man, I'm finna get out of here. Man, I'm finna get out of here, bro. And I'm finna tell everybody. I'm like, man, look, I seen the beverage manager. Man, look, I seen a black bag, and they said it was a body in there. I'm gonna start pointing out motherfuckers. I'm calling these hoes by name, bro. Look, check this out. I bet you Mother Teresa ain't finna give y'all no employee names. Pie y'all. I bet you could just ask Miss Teresa a simple question. Hey, Miss Mother Teresa, how you doing, Miss Lady? I just want to know. I'm not a troll or nothing. You know me. I like your posts and your comments, so I ain't no stranger. But I just want to know. Can you give us at least the names of the people at the hotel? I bet she ain't gonna do it. I bet you she ain't gonna do it. No, ain't nobody gonna do it. Ain't nobody call nobody by names. She doing whatever a motherfucker would do. Get the money and get on down. But this lady was making all these poses. Kenneka about to get justice. Man, man, when I seen Miss Teresa made that pose, I'm thinking like, man, we finally did it, y'all. We finally putting the truth out there. But that lady just said that shit just to throw everybody off, bro. So look, watch this footage when the restaurant closed down. Just check it out. Just check it out. Just watch this footage. Just watch how they finna shut this whole motherfucker down. Man, Kenneka is in their goddamn kitchen, bro. In this restaurant. They go to white lady right there. Keep this in mind now. Where are the dishwasher crew? Somebody gotta wash dishes, right? I see the waiter. Who washing dishes? That's what I believe. Miss Teresa got some chump change and she wasn't satisfied what they gave her and she turned around and sued the hotel and got her money that way. So look, that's why do y'all notice the camera started cutting off? The camera started cutting off. This was another reason. I'm like, why would the camera would be cutting off? It seemed like when just say like the visibility bar. Ain't nobody else in the visibility bar because they already closed it. Right? So now the camera mysteriously cutting off. Now you know why the camera's cutting off in this motherfucker. And look, and if you're watching the lower level, everybody on the lower level, the college kids. So look, it's 11:43, but on her it's saying 12:43. Man, do the restaurant stay open that late? I don't think so. Look, you got one dishwasher back there. In the back. And you barely see him. Hey, that's a new trend, Claudia. Cause check this out. They learned that shit from the Kenneka Jigga case. It's always no cameras ain't working or the body cam turned off. All this shit, bro. If they got away with it one time, they gonna try to get away with it many times they could get away with it. Cause look, I know when I worked at the hotel, when they needed help in the kitchen like this kitchen here closed about 10 o'clock. Down there 11 on the weekends. You see what I'm saying? Down there 11 on the weekends, bro. So by them, they're stalling. This is what they gonna have to do. Let's stall a little bit. You know what I'm talking about? Need more little time. Shit, man, look. I know these people learn from their mistakes. The next murder might go undetected. You see what I'm saying? The next murder might go undetected. I wouldn't even be surprised if somebody recently died in that hotel at Crown Plaza. Look, y'all check out these millions right here. This is why I said these people are important. Because look, him. Walking all through that bitch. Don't no regular guests do that, right? And he gonna be walking around when the police allegedly supposed to be finding Kenneka in the basement. You see what I'm saying? So when I looked at him, he automatically stood out to me. Because if you look at this as like a security guard, right? Because this how a security guard gonna look at the foot, he gonna be like, what the fuck he doing over there? 2117, can you over there check that location out? And have undercover security guard, because this one thing y'all forgetting about. You got undercover security guard that wear plain clothes. Because when I worked at the hotel, you had undercover plain clothes security guard to keep the homeless people from begging and panhandling around the building. You see what I'm saying? And then they're going to call security in uniform. Just say, like, if you get caught stealing out of Walmart, who you finna see? An undercover security in plain clothes. Or a undercover police officer in plain clothes. Hey, y'all, appreciate the new subscriber too, gang. Appreciate the new subscribers, y'all. So, I'm going to mute my microphone right quick, gang. And I just want to show y'all, watch how they shut this goddamn kitchen down. And then, when 12 o'clock hit, look. Check this out. And when 12 o'clock hit, right? This is where this gonna come in at. So boom. This where this finna come in there, cause that's where Irene coming in. Oh shit. Oh shit. No wonder why they turning all the cameras off. Look. When Shemaya and them were walking down that hall, did everybody see? Let me go to this. Right? No, not this scene. But this scene. Did everybody see Shemaya and T.Y., Peas and them all talk to that worker that was in that kitchen right there? No wonder why the worker, no wonder why they were talking to him. No wonder why he would be coming at the Caddyshack. And when he was coming at the Caddyshack, that's how they was talking to him, Shemaya and them. Then look, make it so bad when they were walking in the goddamn visibility bar, Shemaya goddamn it hopped the goddamn railing right across from the goddamn restaurant. Hi, y'all. So, boom. So, add this footage, what y'all see, since y'all know the girl already dead and deceased, right? So, hold on. if you match this video with this video, with this, come on, man. Man, you just bust these four head to the white meat. Now you see what's finna go on to her. Once you see what's going on to her, add this with this. And you got these four, bruh. And you got them. And you got these four, bruh. That's why you see the beverage manager. Right here. At 12:23. Boom. That's why he was changing clothes, bruh. That's why he changed shirts. You see this shit? If you add this with this video and add this, boom, then guess what you finna get? The girl in the bag. Hi, y'all. That's why I be making videos the way I make them jumps, bruh. Then look. This video. He said he was there. He on the footage. The last place you saw him was in the kitchen. Hi, y'all. So add this with both of these videos, bro. Then you can add this. Then you'll see why. Mitch Reason, oh shit. Boom. That's all on the footage. That's why they told y'all stop watching that footage. It ain't even nothing on the footage. It ain't like y'all gonna see murderers. It ain't like y'all gonna see a murder tape. You ain't gonna see no murder tape, but you finna see everybody that was a part of that murder. Boom. Look at this shit, bruh. That's alike. Look at all this stuff that we gotta put. Look at all this stuff we got to go through just to get the truth. Look, and if you look at this shit, I even asked AI. Look, bruh, I even dropped AI videos. I even dropped the AI video, and the AI even put the mammy on blast. Look what I was saying. Look what I was saying here. This the dude that was pushing the goddamn. It would make sense why you got him acting like he worked for the ambulance department, like he first responders. Matter of fact, listen to this shit.
Roseline 911, where's your emergency?
Hi, I'm calling from the...
So look, check this out, right? I believe this why Rosemont had this on their website, because they needed to edit all the time, right, around the girl death. So, cause I was like, how would they be taking pictures of her And she already reported dead at 8:49 in the system and all of this. So this ain't accurate. So at some point in time, they were probably finna go along with this report until they had to change their narrative to 12 in the afternoon. 12 at night, bro. So look. And that's the dude in the kitchen. Let me find that goddamn video. Now y'all see how the whole now look, it's 12 o'clock. Look how it went down. Look how all the camera will be cut off right now. Exactly at 12, bruh. Look how all the cameras finna shut down.
System for law enforcement around the country. We entered her immediately as a missing person.
So, let me go to this right quick. I'm finna go to Kenneka body in the freezer. I think it's gonna be down here, gang. It might be in my live video. I think it's up in here. Ooh, this shit made me want to go back to 54 when she was talking about that beverage manager. Y'all remember when she talking about she had a dream about that beverage manager? Woo! Boy, I need to pull her video up. That's what I need to do, pull her video up, goddammit. What she said about that, Kenneka talked to me in a dream. Yeah, like she a goddamn a dream interpreter. Yeah. Kenneka told me look into that beverage manager. Yeah, all that shit finna catch up with these bitches, bro. Gotta be in my life. Here they go, they were talking about aliens. He was telling everybody it's a UFO and this is where white people come from. He basically told me that basically white people came from the stars. They blue-eyed and blonde people, blue-eyed and blonde hair people. With the red hair people too. Now, where the kitchen is? I'm trying to find the kitchen. I guess I'll find it later on, gang. Cause I don't want to just keep going through this shit. Look! Come on now! Yeah, I guess, yeah, gang, I got to find that, John. You know, every time when I try to find the most simple thing that I always be watching, it be harder for me to find when I be on live and stuff. That's why he mentioned 12 o'clock. And she died around about 1. Hi, y'all. So look, gang, I'm finna get on up out this junk. Cause I just wanna just put something on y'all mind and have y'all something to be thinking about, right? All these videos got to get shared, bruh. I mean, well, y'all got the truth. I can't make nobody do nothing, bro. Know what I'm talking about? But Trey ain't that, y'all. I might be back later on today. I don't know. Because I was just thinking about just like, I don't know, gang. Still trying to make my mind know what I want to really, really, really do. You know what I'm talking about? But I ain't gonna lie. I do want to talk about the Texas stabbing. Texas stabbing. I do want to talk about this. Cause boy, the racism is so real. Bro, I thought they said you innocent till proven guilty. You got main media outlet already calling this man a criminal, a murderer. They mad because this man out of jail. Who is this man to tell anybody to move in for one goddamn thing? Bro, you just an athlete just like him. Hey, man, if I was sitting on the, and if you look at the crime scene, it ain't like it was no child that were preserved. This is a bitch, bro. Anybody, last time I checked, you can sit anywhere you want to sit.
Breaking news. Do not buy new windows if you live in Tennessee. Homeowners in Tennessee zip codes start
students.
Look.
Meanwhile,
bro, who is this man to tell anybody you can't sit right here? Man, if somebody walk up to me and tell me, bro, you can't sit right here, I'm be like, man, why I can't sit right here? Oh, you know, then it's a team. You know, I'm gonna be like, you know what I'm saying? If he give me a reasonable answer, be like, man, you can't sit right here. You know what I'm saying? This preserved for us. I'm like, oh, okay, I see that part, right? But if you just on the bench and it's just a public, you can sit wherever the fuck you want to sit in, bro. That's just like we see these videos all the time. You got these Karens running up on people and trying to tell people what the fuck to do. Now, I don't know nothing about this much family or his family. I don't see no racial dispute when it come to my end. But I put it like this here. If they want to show the photos of a black and white, watch this. If they just put up not they photos and just gave you the story, I bet you everybody gonna be on his side. Yeah, who is him to be, look at the bench. Ain't nobody like nobody paying to sit here. You know what I'm talking about? And then look. Bruh, nobody better not what. If somebody put my hand, what your parents always told you, if somebody put their hands on you, you better do what? You better knock the daylights out of them if you don't kill them. And then look, Then the news ain't finna give you the whole conversation. They're gonna tell you this is what the conversation was about. Hey, you can't sit right here. And then guess what he said next? Touch me and see what happened. Y'all think the conversation went straight like that? No, bruh. So they automatically trying to make him look like, oh, this man simply told you you can't sit right here. So now you want to kind of talk about, yeah, put your hands on me. Yeah, see what happened. Like this man here really just, come on, bruh. You know what I'm talking about? Man, let somebody put their motherfucking hands on me. Man, I'm finna whoop him. And if he get the upper hands on me, I'm finna kill him. Simple as that. And if I can see a nigga, and check this out, then they trying to say why he have a knife. Like this man knew he was finna get in the fight and taking a knife to a guy. This man the athlete. What kind of knife it was? I just want to know what kind of knife it was. It would be a little suspicious if he took a knife from the house. A steak knife, a butcher knife. That would look. But a pocket knife? What if it was a pocket knife? Oh, you know what I'm saying? He could have used that for some of his equipment. Like, you know, they use tape. You know, cut your tape, wrap your arm. You know what I'm talking about? You could use that knife for some of your little equipment and shit. You know what I'm saying? Bust packages open, all type of shit. I carry a knife. You know what I'm saying? Every man, look how many men walk around with knives on them, bro. Look, females in school known for toting knives, bro. Every time a female cut, they pulling out box cut. Man, don't you know how many fights I done seen female whipping out knives on each other, bro? See, I got a knife on me now. But they gonna try to make him look like he was the aggressor and he was the good guy. And then they were arguing. You don't know if this man probably made you don't know what this man said here. But when I looked into his daddy, I don't see no racism in his daddy. His daddy ain't even, look, man, don't no racist say no shit about no man killed his son. He said, man, that man had a whole life ahead of him. He lost everything. You know what I'm saying? He ain't even, from the interview I see right here, he spoke highly of him. You know what I'm saying? But it's the new, you know why the white people mad? Because it then turned out, just say, in this situation, black man wasn't going for it. Stabbed the man in the chest. Hey man, I feel threatened, man. You know what I'm saying? I ain't no fighting that nigga. Everybody don't fight, bro. Everybody don't fight, bro. Everybody don't know how to fight. So they trying to make this man look like he took a kitchen knife or a knife and looking for trouble. All this man wanted to do is get out the rain. So if you look at the crime scene, he was sitting with these people. And he was just trying to sit close to them to get out the rain. So it's like, if you look on his part, if he was trying to get out the rain, and he trying to lie, you can't get up on the aisle tent type shit. Bro, I'm just trying to get out the rain, bro. You know what I'm talking about? No. You see what I'm saying? Ain't like you going to a basketball game and like, hey, bro, you can't sit right here. We paid for these seats. Ain't like an airplane, bro. You can't sit right here, but we paid for these seats. Man, this is a bitch. As far as I'm concerned, you can sit wherever the fuck you want to sit. So I do want to talk about that. Look at this, gang. Look at the tent. Look, the man could have been sitting on this side. Wait, matter of fact, let me see where the crime scene is. This is what I want to see right here. So The stabbing happened right here then, right? Here go the crime scene. All right. So, by me looking at this tent had to be lined up with this tent. Right? If you look at this tent, hold on. What school did he went to again? Hold on, let me find out what school he went to. Hold on. What's his name again? Carmelo Anthony. Let me find out what's. Y'all look at this crime scene. I can break this whole crime scene down to you right now. Carmelo Anthony stabbing. Hold on, let me see. Damn, bro. I'm gonna look into that. Hey, damn, I heard what school they went to. I want to know, did he went to that school? Do that name? I'm gonna go see. But if you looking at it, everybody got tits. I can see if you got. Look at it like this here. What if his school and his school is a rival school when it come to football? That gonna have to play a major factor, bro. Y'all know how cause look, y'all know how like you got this school competing with this school. You know, it's a rival football game or a basketball game, something like that. Now I can see that in that situation. You know what I'm talking about? They're just like in the NFL. If you got the Indiana Colts don't like the Cowboys, the last person they want to see is a cowboy, goddamn it, sitting next to some teammates. You know what I'm saying? It's logical thinking, bro. You know what I'm saying? Cause look, if they didn't know each other, you know, it shouldn't be no escalating nothing. Words was a change about you couldn't sit right here. Did they have on their jerseys? They was at a track meet. You know what I'm saying? They done for the school. I can see if you asking me, he was the one looking for trouble. He was the one looking for trouble, bro. But I don't see why everybody trying to make it a racist dispute, which it don't need to be. Guess who is the cause of make these people? All these white people. All these white people trying to make it as a racist dispute. They mad because the man is out on $1 million bond, damn near a couple of $1,000 bond. You know what I'm saying? The man got money. And then, check this out. Ain't nothing wrong carrying no knives. Cause a life ain't a nigga to tote. You know what I'm saying? But still, it's on school ground though. I forgot about that though. Still can't have no weapons on the school though, bruh. You know what I'm saying? But he shouldn't have stabbed the man. I wish I could just see the video of it and it would explain the more. Why the police is not trying to show the video and show everybody what happened? Cause they want this shit. They want this shit to blow up as a racist dispute, bruh. Man, I watched one YouTuber, bruh, that's talking about this case. He's so mad. Hold on, let me show it to y'all. Him, killer release, just free, family get rich, videos of it. This man is so mad at him, bruh. Look. He's so mad at him, bro. You can tell this man flabbergasted.
Austin Metcalf will still not be with us. His brother will still be haunted.
Go watch him right quick. Man, look. When I watch him, he's slick making it as a race dispute. But he was like, I don't want to hear nothing about no white privilege. Look, they didn't lower Ken House bond. Look what he did. He's shooting people up, bruh. I don't want to hear about that white boy. He didn't get sentenced. I mean, he didn't. Nope. Y'all remember that white boy went in that church and killed all those people? He said they didn't lower his bond. Why the fuck would you lower his bond? He killing people, bro. You see what I'm saying? Man, we talking about teenagers, bro. So he mad at him because he made bond. Then these people raised all more $1 million. Then they finna go back. Then they bought a house. And then he mad about that. He's so mad about it, bro. Look. Where the other video at? Right here, boom. This video. Look how they got him, bro. Killer release. Killer brags. Hold on. Celebrate release. Insane photo. What's so bad the man taking a picture and showing everybody, look, y'all, thank y'all for y'all help and helping me getting out this John. He mad because somebody paid his bond full cash and they ain't even need the goddamn money. You see what I'm saying? He said, yeah, if they get that man, if they drop that, he said, man, if they don't convict that man, get that man light city, he ain't gonna have no more faith in the system no more. I'm looking at him, I'm like, man, look, I don't know if he a racist. I don't think he a racist, but he finna turn racist, goddammit. He finna turn racist. Because it's slowly coming out. If you look at all his thumbnails, look at his face expression. But once you go there, look at those facial expressions now. Telling y'all, bro. But yeah, gang, I'm finna get on about this junk, you know what I'm saying? Pay y'all, appreciate the new subscriber, gang. Appreciate the Cash App too, y'all. Appreciate the love and the support. I'm gonna get on about this junk, gang. I might go live later on tonight. I don't know. You know what I'm saying? It just depends. I'm just trying to wait till these views goddamn get up so everybody know the truth. If they don't, well, just fuck it then. You know what I'm talking about? I'ma just you know what I'm saying, try to keep that girl name alive as long as I can. But goddamn it, it's other murder cases need to be solved, and they need me on these cases, bro. Cause man, don't you know I be sitting back. Just say like the Nazaria Harris case. I don't even see why nobody ain't even look, make it so bad. Shannon is gonna be with that man, bro. When Nazaria, why he, you know what I'm saying, when they was running around town and all these old shit, you had to paint him. Man, that lady was with him. It's a couple of YouTubers, bro. Check this out. It was a couple of YouTubers, bro, were breaking this shit down because people reaching out to them. And I was just watching them folks. And I was like, nah, I don't want to make no content because I don't want nobody to be like, you know what I'm saying? So I said, I'm going to just watch this shit. But come to find out, I found out all the information that I need to know. This man was seriously in the pimp game, bro. It would make sense. The man supposed to be a shade tree ass pimp that prey on women that don't think for themselves, prey on these women that ain't doing shit for themselves. They're just some nothing ass drug addict ass bitches that want some dope and some liquor, get fucked up and get tossed all night. Hell, the man had a threesome with the girl's sister. Shit, if you get two, that's nasty to me. You mean to tell me, bro, that's just like me having a threesome with my sister, bro. That'll never happen, bro. They giving this man threesome. And you know the man fucking on the mama. I was looking at the court paper. I mean, look, I was looking at this man, at the Shannon and her mammy and them. When they was at court, bro, they was looking at that man crying because that man is behind bars. They still putting money on that man books, still visiting that man, bruh. Man, that man could have had that little girl all at that hotel, bruh. You know, selling that girl at the shop and shit. Look how he used to come and pick the girl up and ride out with the girl. Man, they ain't even crying for the girl. They crying for that nigga, bruh. The mama was about to break on the stand. They all look. Don't you know how many women that choose a nigga over their own kids? I see this shit every day. Shit, I know what it feel like, bruh. I know what it feel like, bruh. I know what it's like for your goddamn mama choose a man over a kid, bruh. I experienced that, bruh. I know what it's like. Man, that's why most of these people be black sheeps in the family. Think about it. If you got a bunch of brothers and sisters and all this old shit, and next thing you know, all your brothers and sisters, they get the love, but you the one that always get the hate, and you couldn't figure it out. Look into your back. Look who your dad is. Your mama probably hated your daddy. Hated your daddy and shit, you know what I'm saying? And treat you like nothing. That's why most of these females be killing their kids. Where the daddy was. Why the dad ain't around? Cause he ain't want nothing to do with the girl. So she gonna kill the baby. Kill the kid, bruh. Look how many women that had kids by the nigga they thought they were gonna be with the rest of their life, and the nigga ended up leaving them, fucking with another bro, and she left with a baby, bro. Some female be like, damn, I'm finna hurt his feelings, and I'm finna kill the baby. Or sometimes, goddamn, they won't even look. They'll let another man come around and bruise the goddamn kid. Cause the only way the man gonna bruise the kid is the way the mama treat the kids. Goddamn it! If the mama treat the kids like shit, the nigga finna start treating to have his way with these goddamn kids, bruh. You see what I'm saying? All these motherfucking hoes wanna do is get high, drunk, and thinking they doing something, cause they car hopping out these nigga cars like it's something. Bitch, you still broke. You know what I'm saying? Oh, look at your outfit. That cheap ass outfit that you bought, bitch. Bitch, I went to City Trend and female clothing store before. You know what I'm saying? Man, that shit cheap as hell. You wanna walk around this bitch like you got a bankroll. Man, them hoes be having Man, how you gonna have a EBT card in the goddamn a fucking Gucci bag? Man, look at these whole purses. Them you know, y'all know them little fancy purses them female like, whatever brand you like. Man, them bitches don't be having no money in that motherfucker. Don't shit be in there. But a tampon. You know what I'm saying? And then these fat bitches, bruh. These fat bitches, bruh. The man lost cool points when he was smashing them. Oh man, you pimping, you smashing these big ass hoes, you a fun boy. You ain't charging these hoes or nothing. You know what I'm saying? You ain't letting these hoes make no money, bruh. That's why I can't stand no old fat ass hoes. That ain't got nothing going and shit. Always on the phone, always on social media and shit, arguing with a motherfucker. You know what I'm talking about? These hoes be depressed. They ain't got a nigga, they can't get a nigga to love them because no nigga wanna go in no house full of all these goddamn kids and shit. You got all these goddamn baby daddy, and then, bitch, you sitting up here, I'm listening to your motherfucking story. I see why you going through so much. Bitch, you see why you going through so much. You, first of all, you ain't got no home training. Bitch, you don't clean up. You ain't just really trying to work. You know what I'm saying? All you want to do is hunt down a nigga. Man, you got some weed? Ooh, yeah. You got some blow too? Yeah, I got blow too, bitch. Yeah, man, these people be on powder and shit, bro. Pill per 30. See, this what y'all don't know, bro. If y'all look into these people background, man, these people could be getting high as fuck, bro. This is why some of these crimes be being committed. Because you be so high. Because if you look at where a person reacts, you got to be like, man, that person had to be up under the influence, bro. Everybody don't be sober doing this shit, bro. You know what I'm saying? Hi, y'all. But yeah, gang. Trey gang to be back. I'll be back, y'all. Man, y'all stay cool. And I'ma be back later on tonight. And I'm gone.